Take podcast with Brucey, Chuff and Lush.
How are we, gentlemen? We're back. Well, there's a few banged up human beings in the podcast tonight.
2.5 men this weekend. This week. Damon is a shell of himself.
I'm so sore.
Now, we're all sore because the weekend was brutal. We went to war.
We did.
And, you know, some of us came back 75%. Some of us came back 50%. You know, personally, I probably sit at 43%. Damon, where are you sitting at the moment?
12.
12. A solid 12.
Flat 12.
For those who can't see, Damon is using 2 desk chairs.
I put my back out.
It's all right. They'll see. We'll get a video of it.
And he can barely put his headphones on.
I'm all right.
Damon, do you want me to help you
No,
with
I'm
that?
good. I just have a very sore back, and now I have a sore knee. And do you know what I have to do after work? All right, you know how we said we're all friends, don't ask their friends to help them move or anything?
No, who asked you to move?
My mum calls me last week.
Oh, she's definitely
Your
not
mum
your
doesn't
friend.
count, though.
Right? I know. All right, I know that. But my mum sometimes forgets Google exists. So it rings me, hey, who do you think would come and pick up a display fridge, like for a cafe, and remove it for me? And I was like, a removalist? Or like ask that same question into Google? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, Tasker.
and I said to her, Google, just call her a removalist, tell them what you've got, blah, blah, blah. So she sat on that for maybe 12 hours because then the next day I got a phone call or got a message. Hey, next Monday or next Tuesday night, can you come and help me move this cabinet? I was like, why call me and ask me about who would do it when you're just going to ask me if I can do it anyway? No worries.
And
Go there today. It probably weighed 550 kilos. It was massive. My stepdad made these wheels for it because wherever it's going to, it has to go up a ramp. So he thought, I'll make these wheels, they'll clip them on, that way when we get there, we can unload it easy. Whatever. The wheels didn't fit. They ended up buckling and completely fucking up and like snapping the bottom thing. And these guys who they bought the thing off were there and they were just chirping in the background like, oh, we did it with just 2 of us using this trolley thing and like.
what? So they picked up a fridge.
Display cabinet. We met them there today after work.
So this is for your mum.
Yeah, she's starting a juice bar. No free shout outs. I'm not telling you what it's called.
She's starting
She can
a
pay.
juice bar.
Yeah,
Where?
dwelling up.
Well,
Oh.
Nice.
They get a lot of people through
When I-
there on the weekends.
When I'm down there, I'll definitely stop by. Yeah, but seriously, it's your mum. She's allowed to ask her son. That's the
yeah, but not after work and not underestimating
You got to do it.
a severe
It was so heavy.
weightage.
Oh man! And I
Weight
just said to him,
issue.
I was like, "How about you?" Because he was worrying about where he's getting it to, getting it off. I said, "Listen, we're at destination A right now.
We can't get it on here.
Worry about B at B. For now, let's get out of A."
So while he was moving it, he was worrying about B.
Yeah.
Who's
So
this? One of the guys that bought it.
My stepdad.
Oh, your stepdad.
So
And then the guys there were just chirping. But we did it with 2 of us on the trolley. I was like, "Can you shut the fuck?"
why couldn't they help?
They were just watching, and then
Would you want to help?
he was getting really frustrated because then his wheels broke, and I was trying not to laugh. and then he dropped something on his toe on the end where Mason was helping him, right? And I saw Mason look and like bite his tongue and look down so he wouldn't laugh. And then I looked up. I thought, if I make eye contact with my brother, I'm gone. I just had my head down, and you would have just seen my shoulders just chuckling. He wears Crocs.
Ah,
And I felt like saying, "That's what you get, mate." But yeah, that was
with socks.
country boy.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my afternoon today.
Well, that's an absolute gutser and a
Yeah.
half.
Well, after the weekend we had, you know, so we celebrated the mum, you know.
We did. It was a
And
good day. Great
It was
day.
an awesome day. Paintball for 2.5 hours. Now, we said it throughout the whole session, but it gave you a new appreciation for what they do. And then we're not comparing what we did to actual war.
Oh, that was
wartime.
war.
But it's like
If it was
bullets
war,
flying
Damon was
everywhere.
dead in the first 5 minutes.
So Damon got shot in the back by his own team more than he actually
I
got
don't know
shot.
what war Benedict Arnold was in, but all I know is that he betrayed.
So
That's all I know.
who were the chief? But
My brother,
He's Mason shot him. Mason wasn't even on our team. He was on their
shush
team.
him.
No,
now.
Mason was on your team.
I shot you twice.
You shot me multiple
No,
times.
I shot you
You
twice.
shot me
I know how
multiple
many times I
times.
shot you.
This is way
I'd
more
happily
than
say.
twice. All right, there was one point where I was forward of everybody. I was crouching down, facing that way. I got shot in the middle of the asshole. I'm not kidding. Like, bang on the middle of the butt. Jumped up, turned around to be like, what the fuck? And then got lit up in the chest by my teammates.
So the common theme throughout the whole day, look, you guys
Get me
because you're on the other team, right? So they would shoot you first and just pump you full of bullets.
Yeah.
Funniest one's when you shot Mason in the ankle and he got up and just
Hang
tried
on.
to
Mason was laying down, and all you could see poking out from a wall
that would've
was his tattoo on his ankle, and I was like, exposed ankle. I was like, fuck this guy. He's got me so many. Oh, no, the worst is I was walking off. I'd been shot. I'd got out of the game. I was walking off, back to the game. People start lighting me up from behind, right? A stray bullet hits my cousin Adrian, who's walking in front of me. He turns around thinking that I just shot him and then lights me up from the front for shooting him. So I was just copping it for all the bruises on my body are in my back and my ribs from when you walk out and you surrender. With
The common theme was, and the rule was, if you surrender, put your hands up, move out of the game, and obviously if you're putting your hands up, you don't get you're not supposed to get shot. If you put your hands up, that's when you got shot the most.
Hands down.
Because it's like you couldn't see anyone, and then you start to see someone with their hands up walking away.
Yeah.
You're like, here's a target.
Fuck
Boom, 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 boom.
You belted people. I
just gotta get your eye
Who was
in.
it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, I
Monty got cut sick because Large got cut sick because I shot him as he was going out, and I actually nailed him in the game, and he was walking off. I just peppered him a few more times as he was walking off.
Yeah, I got catted a few times when he was walking off.
It was good fun paintballing, but geez, I can't roll around and run around like a dickhead
man.
like I used to. eh?
I was sliding and rolling, and now my
there was a
fucking-
couple of times where I just sat and just waited like a couple minutes.
No, I
just
didn't. I got impatient.
No,
My only bad one is the one inside my leg, which is not even bad, but I think it was you or Rogers. It caught me in the
on
back
your
of
own
the
team.
head.
Yeah.
As I was running out for one of the last games, I ran out, got popped in the back of the head. But that didn't even hurt the bad. The worst one was the inside of the leg. It hurt the most.
The inside of the leg was the worst one.
Mine's on my little.
How about when we got Nooch? So at the end, we were going to play this duel game for everyone listening at home.
Stupidest idea from
Where,
Eric.
you know, he basically had the red team, or the even team and the odd team lined up on two sides.
Red and black.
So,
It's like British Bulldog.
yeah, it was dumb. It was never going to work because someone was going to shoot first.
Not
and
in
then-
our group.
Yeah. So anyway, Nooch is on the wrong side, and he gets told to go on his side. As he's going to his side, he sort of turned around.
No. I'll put my hand up and tell
You
the
shot
full
him
story.
first.
Anthony was walking away. I just shot him straight.
I think I got a confession.
Straight
I got
in
a
the back
confession
of
as
the
well.
thigh. I just thought, fuck it. If he lights me up, it's worth
I got a
it.
confession as well. I shot him also.
and then everyone just-
I think the worst person you can shoot and expect 10 times
Yeah.
back is Nooch.
But you know, I thought about that
But
when I
he
did
didn't.
I
it.
thought it was worth it.
I had enough time to
No.
line him up, think about it. I was
Yeah,
like,
but
fuck it.
unfortunately-
but
Yeah,
also,
I'll
but you
take
could have
it.
dropped your gun and there was 10 other people there. So you
No,
wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But he didn't because he got peppered that much. He just ran off.
Yeah, and
then he
then
got to the other
turned.
side. Then
People-
he turned around again, and we just we'd already started firing, and everyone just started dispersing.
the ref was in the middle.
Ref was like, Eric wasn't happy with his fucking fake Louis Vuitton headband, which was just
mate.
horrible.
Eric was probably
Right, when he goes-
20 years old.
Right, we're not playing that game,
Yeah.
guys. Right, that's it. We're not
was
playing
your
it.
idea,
Out.
Eric.
in a huff, throws his arms in the air. Nah, we're over it. Like, mate, you gave, 19 32-year-old morons guns. Yeah, and you're out here wearing shorts and a fake Louis headband.
We were already shooting each other. Like
The worst was-
everyone's team was shooting.
The
If
worst
you walked
was-
off the field
Yeah.
and
You were getting
into the
shot.
safe spot, you were getting shot.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who
And
you
I
were.
even stood there in the safe spot a few times, shot you multiple times.
I almost hit
Like-
the girl
shooting
No,
me
no,
back.
no.
trying to shoot you
She
back.
didn't almost get hit. There was a few boys that confessed that they popped her a few times
Well,
from a distance.
If you want to get a job working as a referee in paintball, you got to catch them straight
My
bullets.
question is, why the hell they didn't have their own guns? So
Yeah, I
if
know.
someone popped them,
Good guns as
good
well.
guns,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just got lit up.
Yeah, just to, like rapid
I
fire.
would no way. I'd make sure I had this thing just sitting there. So if
Yeah.
someone shot me, I'd light up every single person.
Yeah. We
But
need to
Eric was an idiot and got hit quite a few times.
Yeah.
But what I learned from that was that we definitely need to invest in a paintball gun.
That'd be so wicked.
Yeah.
Man.
It would be
Just
it'd
to
be
have.
So, and you know what? You don't need the paint. You get the clear one, so you shoot them and it doesn't, no paint stains you.
Yeah,
You
even
know,
water ones. I guess.
water ones. So you just fucking can go around popping people.
Yeah.
Just even when like Mason pisses me off, just
The funny thing he did, right, he shot me after the game, one of the games was finished, and ran off like laughing. He runs straight into the safety area, puts his gun down. I'm like, well, now you got no gun, dickhead. So I lit him up 3 or 4 times.
I dropped my gun at one point.
Yeah, that right at the end.
Right,
yeah.
yeah. I was trying to run off the field and I went to turn back and then I got shot in the gun, like on the finger. I was I dropped it. I was like, fuck it, and ran into the bush. It just got like aggressively lit up. Like, too much.
I remember I saw that right at the end, and all I saw was him running into the bush and just bullets going. Monty got hit, one of the worst, because
In the
he
finger.
decided not to go buy gloves.
Big hero at the start.
The hero. Who needs
Oh,
gloves?
I need gloves. The
Anyway,
only one that got.
I
Just
bet
stop
you,
banning.
his hand got lit up, I think, 3 times, and it looked like
Yeah.
he just punched a wall or something.
Yeah,
It was that bad.
No.
Percy got hit in the ear.
Yeah.
That was also would have been annoying, having pain
Couple
in the
good
ear.
cranium shots as well.
There's some
I got a
very-
nice
Yeah.
one. in the
Carl got a good dome shot.
Yeah.
Carl got hit in the top of the head a few
Good
times.
old Carl Drake.
Carl Drake, a big fan of
He's
the show.
got a big dome. He's got a big
Yeah.
dome.
Carl was very popular to get hit because he would come out early.
Yeah.
I remember on the other team, because we were on the other team, and Carl was on your team. He'd come out and he'd just be the first guy always to get popped. Like just bang, Carl's out. I took the same approach. If someone put their hands up, if I shot that person to put their hands up, I still shot them a few times. Just
to make sure.
Yeah,
Finish
Yeah,
the
you
job.
got
because
like,
in war you can't be certain.
no, it's
Exactly.
double tap. You
Yeah.
fucking 1 to the chest, 2 to the head. Double tap. Make sure that bitch isn't getting up. But no, then we moved on to go-karts. We went to the Barbagallo ones, and
Great fun.
that was amazing. That was really good fun. I enjoyed that.
What
Couple
would-
of underachievers.
Okay, so what would you say was the person who surprised you the most both ways?
What do you mean both ways?
As in, was the poorest and the best, or near the top?
Win
sorry.
surprised me.
Well, it didn't surprise me because he's lighter.
No, but that's bullshit. Anthony won the whole thing, and he
Anthony
weighed 80,
cheated.
86 kilos.
Anthony definitely
cheated.
got that car sorted during the week. I want to see his emails. I want to see his
He was
messages.
zipping through the crowd. He did very well, Moochie.
Nooch, it was just that far and above everyone from a consistency purposes.
Second every single race.
But like he was second in every race,
Yeah.
Even from the
So-
the last one where he
and
started
he'd
at
just
the
be
back of the
so
grid.
quick.
But then
Like,
my cousin Dave had the fastest lap every time and didn't win a single
Didn't
one.
win a single
he
race.
was aggressive. Surprised me that Chop was any good,
Yeah.
considering how he drives on the road.
Which
Well,
is
that's
fucking
perfect for
Dominic
go-kart.
Toretto.
Yes,
Paul
yeah.
Walker. Just eat your heart out.
The first race was best because they put us in order from number like 1, 2, 3 in ascending order, and Catters was number 2. I was 16, and I passed Catters before the first lap, and I was like, "There's something wrong with
Look,
this car."
Catters
I lapped him so many
unfortunately
times.
got stuck with a shitty car in the
A
first
dud
race,
car.
but nothing much improved even once he changed his car.
Yeah.
But he was a very cautious driver. That's all. He was cautious.
Once you
safety
realise
first.
how far,
He
like,
indicated.
how you could push those cars, it was fucking fun. Like you didn't have to slow
remember
down
Yeah.
in the corner.
Second-
I realised early on the practice
Yeah.
because I just started taking a
I had a
few
good
risks
duel
in
with
practice.
Brucey. Had a good duel back and forth. I
Got him.
spun out on one of the, I think the second race on that hairpin turn. I spun out and I was in the top 2 of 3. So when I spun out, I turned around, faced there. There was literally 14 other cars coming towards
And I
me.
just gave,
Everyone-
I gave Chop the roofing up.
yeah, because I'd
fuck
already
you, Chop.
overtaken him and I just had
That's
spun.
what happened to Anthony. Fucking bumped me out in the last race.
He-
I was doing like third. I was like, "Oh, I'm good here."
He
And then
took
just
out Brucey
clipped-
took out Monty, a beauty, and then because he took him out, I just went straight into Mons, man. He was not having a bar of it. He was not a happy man.
Yeah,
I want to
well,
go faster than that now. There's got to be some faster ones.
Yeah,
They're, I think, pretty close to being the fastest.
you know, I don't think they allow you to go
80,
faster.
I think it's 80 to 90 Ks on the
I
straights.
think
You got
yeah,
to
80 or something like that. Or
You're
like
fucking
maybe
flying.
maybe a bigger track or something like that. I don't know. That was fun, but
Yeah, it was good fun. I'll definitely do
yeah.
go karting again.
I actually could do, instead of doing 3 short races, just do a big one.
yeah.
Just do the
Pit
24
stops,
lap.
fill up. You got to fill up your petrol.
Mate,
that would be sick. You have to do one pit stop and go through pit lane,
Yeah.
and then it's so hard to know where you're at. Like
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's the
unless you do proper grid
But
one.
it was sick, but it was also very exhausting as well.
Oh,
And
I was after that day, like when we went back to Mason's house after the pub and everything. Remember when you were in like year 6 or 7, you're like 12 years old. After a big excursion, you kind of
Yes.
just tired.
yeah.
You're just sleepy. Like just
Yeah.
little, that's what I felt. Just little boy.
Your
like,
brother summed it up.
Tuck it out. Just from a big day
Your
out.
brother summed it up. I'm more tired now than when I'm asleep.
Yeah, he was struggling.
What a
towards it.
bubble. But no, it was a great day. Finished off with a nice chilled session at Lynn's new place in Duncraig.
Kingsway
Kingsway Tav.
had a good feed at the Kingsway.
It was
Yeah, I
good.
think we over-ordered.
Gee, you ordered all the squid in the ocean.
We ordered entree-sized squid.
It was
And
all
they
the
came,
squid
mate.
in the
It
ocean.
was like confronting how big. Like
It was definitely main because
yeah, it was huge, and it was expensive.
yeah,
Not expensive, but
no, it was expensive
cost.
because we
Yeah.
thought we ordered entree and it was
Yeah.
main.
It was ridiculous, but what a ripper Saturday. Don't usually get to do that too much with the boys these days, but it was
I couldn't do it every week because of the
No
physical
way.
taxing that it is, but
Yeah,
sweating.
it was
The sweat in
it
the
was a really hot day
paintball
as
was
well.
next level. I drunk like 2 bottles of water after 2 games.
I think
And
the
the-
sweat at go karting was even worse. Like on your back when you got up.
yeah,
So
but I
it's
thought I
hot
was
out
sweating
there.
more in that jumpsuit.
Yeah,
Yep.
jumpsuit
But-
did fuck all. My t-shirt got ruined underneath. Ruined.
Absolute ripper day. Well done, Nooch. Well organised. But yeah, we didn't really even get any photos, guys.
Yeah,
guys- guys
don't do photos.
I don't take photos.
No, you
take
know why it
photos.
was? We never had our fucking phones. Always
Yeah,
Yeah,
tucked
well, exactly.
away.
Yeah,
But good
that's why we
times.
had such a good day.
Yeah, put your phone.
Very bloody true. Very bloody true. So what else has been happening in the world, gentlemen?
My son turned 5 months today.
Is that a thing?
Is that actually a thing?
It's a thing.
I thought 6 months maybe.
No,
12.
no. Look, every
One.
One. We're gonna get one.
So we're doing
you've
every
got to
month?
count it. You got to count it because they
So you
grow so
track-
fast,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
They grow so fast. It's changed so quick. It changes so quickly. So you got to appreciate the moments.
Do you buy him a 5-month present?
No. He just had a photo shoot with his mum and his best mate Charlie today. They were just
How's
All
Charlie
day.
with him? Is Charlie like get
Awesome.
off him or love it?
awesome. He loves him. He doesn't like overbearing or anything like that. He just keeps his space. When Alessio comes near him now, he's getting a bit more confident. You know, he doesn't run away or anything like that.
Yeah.
And he's just very calm. I think that's a good word for it.
Love it.
But
love
it's
it.
good. And it made me reflect. It's the best thing I've ever done. Still.
Good.
What, impregnate your wife?
Yep.
When you put it like that.
Good on him. I love it.
Good
When's
on
the
you.
next one?
Couple of years.
At least 9 months.
At least 9 months. Some of them just go straight into it, back to back.
I don't think they do that on purpose. If I'm being honest. No, I don't think they do.
You don't really
Because-
expect it, do you? That,
Well,
that
it's-
quick.
They're meant to be more fertile in this period after you've given birth. But I don't think people are doing it on purpose, like straight away back to back kids, like within.
They'd be taxing
in a
on
year.
the poor ladies. That'd be next level.
But anyway, footy's back. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
So I watched a lot
That
of
was
footy.
really good.
It was good having
Well, I
fun.
didn't-
back. The results sucked.
Yeah. Well, fuck
Ooh,
for you.
Yeah, we'll get into a bit of the conundrums that's happened in footy in the sports section. Should we jump into some fan questions, guys? Because we've got a ton this week. So thank you for keep sending them through. First one for the boys. If you had to have a song playing in your head for the rest of your life, what would it be? One song.
See,
That's a fucking tough
well,
one.
you just know that one song, even though as much as you like it now, if you did a repeat, it would get annoying.
Yeah, it's like when you used to make a phone your song your ringtone,
Yeah.
and you'd hate it after a week.
Exactly. So I probably went down the path of I like, montages, like sporting montages especially. So I had, is it Midnight City by M83?
Bring that
Yeah.
Yep. So that's an excellent montage. Get it on, Chop.
Bring that up for me.
No,
too.
I'll get it. But it's an excellent montage song. So like if you're sitting in the car, for me, like I could play grand final.
What if you're like
highlights?
at a funeral though? And you gotta have. All right.
It is a tune. What song? What movie was this from?
Don't know. When it kicks, it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know about all the time, but
It's hard because if I
so no lyrics.
not really,
No. Sid, they're singing it.
just a little bit, but not much.
That's
What about you? What about you, Damon?
Diamond. I don't know. Maybe something like you uplifting.
Or some Frank Sinatra?
Yeah, like yeah, maybe something like that. Or I get knocked down.
That would do my head in so much. Imagine waking up to, I get no. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, maybe something like Sinatra or something old like that. No. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Good one.
I would go in white rooms. Book of Shade.
Is that?
I was gonna.
Yeah, but that's all the time, that kind of thing.
punch you.
I just couldn't cop something like you. I get no. That would fucking kill me.
That was a
10 times
joke.
more.
Chumbawamba.
Jumbo.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Anytime or think about when you're in a bad mood or like you're feeling down, that song just lifts you up again. But I get up again.
Yeah, it also put me in one of those down bad
And
moods.
if you tripped over, you could get back up again.
All
I feel
right,
like it's pretty appropriate all the time.
next one.
But any song that you have in your head, yeah, would after how long do you reckon it'd take before you'd be over it?
One day.
1 hour.
One day.
Not even a day, bro.
Hour.
One day.
1 hour.
How often do you find when you got one of those stupid songs that get stuck in your head and you're singing it for half a day,
but
you
like,
just go,
that's one of the-
fuck.
That's not.
That's
It's
one
not
thing.
repeated. Like,
Yeah,
it would be
imagine just
over and
over and over. This
Yeah.
is a song that does.
Oh, that's one of the worst.
All right. Another question here from Glenn Austin, one of our loyal fans. PCR getting going on April 17 this year. Kiari, in your opinion, who would be better in bed, Adam or Damon?
Preface this by saying
Whoa.
this is us
As
now.
in us having in bed with each other, who would be better?
No, what he's implying is one of you two.
You'd be
Thanks,
the,
fucking
you'd be the
someone.
taker, Damon.
Thanks, Chris. No way. In no situation.
I've seen
am I-
Damon
If
back
I'd
in the
be the taker.
days.
Huh? As if I'm ever the taker. I've
then we
got
can't
no
work.
ass.
We're not
mate.
talking about gay. We're talking about yous like.
We're talking about it only takes two to tango, mate.
All right,
I don't know.
Chop.
I would say I've seen Damon do it. I walked in on him one day, and it
Tell
was a
me,
sight.
tell me, it's not when he was with Hannah.
No. This
for
was
that.
when we were younger, early
I would have
20s.
killed him by now.
Because he would have just kept saying stuff like, us, Thea, and Hannah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to marry her, or he would have to go. And I'm sorry, but if it comes
He
down
would
to the
have
two of
to
you, adios, muchacho.
Oh, look, I've seen Damon in action, and quite nimble. Quite nimble.
Probably saw 3 seconds of it,
And I was enough.
which
That was
was
enough.
start to finish.
From behind or
From behind, I walked in and saw his no Hank Hill ass. If you don't know who Hank Hill is, he's the lead character of King of the Hill, and he has no ass, and he gets
saw it
ass
properly.
implants. Damon has no ass. It's just like lower back hamstrings. So
it's just go straight
straight down.
Like a
Look,
thoroughbred.
I'll admit, I think Damon's probably got me covered now.
But Brucey back in the day,
No, but look, young,
aggressive, full of energy.
animalistic, I think, is what you.
Yeah.
Self-proclaimed.
Fuck, that's a funny question, but
Yeah,
because we probably all think that we're like champions. We fuck like Premier racehorses.
I'm vanilla, man.
Mate.
Plain.
It's on record, yeah. I'm just happy to be there.
I'm just
I'm just trying not to
I'm just
come.
happy. I'm just happy.
I'm
I'm just happy about the dance.
I'm just happy about the dance. I'm just trying not to come.
fuck.
I'm not
that
doing,
is funny.
I'm not doing anything creative, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
just doing the old.
We're going from A
Fundamentals.
to B.
Yeah,
And hopefully we get to
in
see
the
it.
quickest way possible.
Oh wow, fuck, that's funny.
Someone said today, who was it? Actually, no, it was Megs. Whatever. She's like, do it for a couple of hours. Oh, a couple of hours. Come on.
Who said
I
that?
don't do anything for a couple of hours.
Who said that?
Megs.
One of Hannah's mates.
IPL guy. girl.
Oh, Jesus, couple of hours. Fucking. Who's
Yeah,
she?
Got that stamina, mate. I couldn't do anything.
Didn't do that.
That's
back
once
in
a
the day.
special occasion.
Go-karting took it out of me. That
Yeah.
was 45 minutes.
All right, next question, lads. Would you rather be a superstar sportsman or superstar entertainer?
Easy for me. I'll go first. Superstar sportsman.
Sportsman.
Entertainer.
See,
Entertainer, more longevity.
why? What part? Look, try again. Hang on. Why? I just don't. I was going to say other things, but just why sport?
Oh, for me, first, okay, obviously the adrenaline rush, the ultimate success, like working your ass off to get to the point where you're the best. You've won either a championship or a title or an individual award, or whatever. For me, a more team thing, but like getting to that ultimate pinnacle, and
Right.
And like for an entertainer, you can just get it. You can be good and great.
No,
as a
but
crowd.
how's that not the same relevant to an entertainer? They do it their
No, because
whole life.
You're
They
performing
practice.
in front of a crowd. It's what you just do. It's almost a little bit.
No, but to
becomes
get-
repetitive.
Hang on, to get to that point, they have to go through
I
a
understand
lot of
they
shit.
have to work for it. I was about to call you Loz. I don't know why in that
That's
situation.
really weird,
you
Damon.
reminded
Don't
me
make
of Loz.
noises like that. Please.
That's cute.
So you get to, like, I get the fact that you work hard to get to that point. You're performing in front of people, like, but you know, is an entertainer more in the music genre, or is it in?
It could be any entertainer. Could
Is
be
it comedic or is it acting?
whatever, acting, singing.
See, for me, like, okay, acting would be awesome. Get paid a lot. I get it, but it's still, you're not being yourself. You're being someone else. You're acting. So I personally couldn't put that above superstar sportsman.
Oh, keep
you
you awake,
up, mate,
Joey.
Chop.
Sorry, it's been a long day.
See, for me, I think the locker room aspect as well.
Yeah.
Like, just that
Sharing
the
it.
camaraderie.
What, the old
fans.
the arse slaps? You don't even have an arse.
No, but like, just being around the boys, the fans. The
But how good is
organisation.
it when you're around people and you're experiencing that joy, like that ultimate success when you get, like, you'll hug grown men will hug, like,
Strangers.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And, you know, when I've been to grand finals, obviously, but, you know, Damon, you will hug every single person in the vicinity.
Oh, 87,000 people that are
They'll
Carlton
be
fans.
sweaty, they'll stink, doesn't
They're all
matter.
getting hugged.
And you just grab them and you just...
Yeah.
And you imagine being out in the field and
See,
actually doing that.
Knowing what passion and what, like, emotion I receive from sport, knowing that you can provide that for people, that's what...
But Chop, just imagine you're on... Let's use AFL, but it could be any sport. A grand final day, you're on the boundary, you're running into 50, you're down by 3 points, there's a minute to go, you kick that goal, and that crowd, that 100,000, just awesome. Feel that moment that Dom Sheed. How can you say an entertainer can top that?
You're entitled to your own opinion,
No,
as long
absolutely.
as it's Brucey's.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm just...
For me,
I'm putting him on the spot
being
because
on,
he chose
having had the privilege and enjoyment of playing on stage and entertaining pretty decent sized crowds, I feel I could only imagine what it'd be like when I went to Wembley Stadium and watched Jay-Z and Coldplay, 90,000 people, and they're and they're in the palm of your hand, exactly like you just described. Then for a sports person, they're on stage performing their music, whatever it may be, putting on a show for 90,000 people. The adrenaline, the air pumping, for me, that is something that you can do for longer than being a sportsman. That's why I would choose to be an entertainer.
So I get that. I reckon that feeling of being a rapper, like the rapper, DJ, whatever, and just getting a whole crowd vibing.
And they're all just
unreal.
hanging on everything
But
you're doing.
for me, that feeling of just...
Oh, there's no right or wrong here. It's opinion. So my thinking of it was the longevity of being an entertainer. You can do it to your...
Yeah, but then
to your
as a sportsman
70.
now, you can then go on to become an entertainer.
Yeah.
In what avenue, so... ¿Por qué no los dos?
But that is a fantastic question. Thank you guys for sending that one through. This one's from Jimmy O'Jube. What podcast / sports podcast do you guys listen to? Well, Damon?
I don't think we've done this before.
Yeah, Bill
Pat
Simmons.
McAfee.
Bill Simmons for me.
For me, Fighter and the Kids at the moment still really good.
Around the NFL.
Pat McAfee's great. Really interesting. I like how they're covering March Madness as well. It's pretty funny.
I can't. I listen to podcasts pretty much all day, so
Yeah.
I'll be here for hours if I talked about.
Well, there's a few good ones in there.
Any good ones?
Yes. All right. Next question. Would your answer change if I told you the person to die would be?
No, wait,
You missed the
haven't
question. You fucking
Oh, what?
bubble.
Read the
Oh, no,
top.
sorry. It was broken up in two things. That's what
You know,
I
the
thought.
anchor man where he just reads whatever's on the
Oh,
teleprompter.
fuck off. Look how it's fucking
Fuck you,
worded.
San Diego. I'm
If
Ron Burgundy.
Shut up. If I said I will give you $100 million right now, but if you take it, I will randomly select someone on the planet that you've never met and kill them, would you take the money?
I've never met. I don't want anyone to
That's
die.
kind of fucked up.
I don't want anyone to die.
No.
$100 million. Hang on. I'm going to throw something at you. Imagine what you could do with that $100 million in terms of helping people
Yeah, but you just killed someone for it.
that you don't know, you've never seen.
Doesn't matter.
If your
man.
best friend or brother or
You're-
someone
you're the-
died and someone said,
I said random.
I'll give you $100 million, but you got to let me kill your brother. Bad example. I'd kill your brother.
No, because if you follow up the next question,
Pretty fucked up.
What's the
but
next
anyway.
question?
But
Talking about
that's the
someone
same
you
thing.
never met, never know, never
Same
will see,
thing.
no visuals. Yeah,
that's gotta be
but if I'm
somebody's
weighing
Your
up
decision
poor-
killed someone. It's like if you were driving on the road and you ran a red light, and your decision to run a red light affects, and someone dies.
I'm playing Jekyll and Hyde here. For
You've never
everybody
met
at
that
home as
person.
well.
You'd feel fucking
Just throwing
horrible.
it. Okay. Would your answer change if I told you the person to die would be at least 80 years old, so they've already had
No,
a decent
I
length
don't
of
want to
life?
kill anyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 80 years old.
80 years old, and you could
Have you-
donate
so you've
$50
never-
million to some charity, some research, improve people's lives, save someone's life. I think
Spontaneous death.
that 80-year-old will put his hand up and go,
Nah.
I know if I made it to 80, if I make it to 80, and let's say this is thrust upon me, I'd be, ciao, I've had a great life.
Yeah, an 80-year-old.
No, I can't do it. Still can't.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting question.
Sorry, nonna. Or nonno. Of somebody. You did.
Last part. Or if I told you that person to die would be someone that's serving a life sentence incarcerated.
Yeah. Ciao.
Ciao.
What if they're innocent though?
Jekyll and Hyde. He's playing Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, because that has happened, Damon.
getting out anyway.
Well, they could.
Yeah, but
Well, Kim K could petition
$100 million
the
and
president.
then I donate $20 million to prison reform. Bang.
That's
I can
not going
sleep
to do
at
jack
night.
shit.
And then I can sleep at night.
They don't want to reform the prisons in the US because they make them so much money.
Because they're privatized.
Yes. All right. Some pretty twisted questions there, but that's fan questions for the week. Thank you,
So-
guys. Please send them through.
Last week, what was it? Punch a baby or
From Glenn, he wanted me to punch a baby or
kiss your brother.
kiss my brother.
For 40 seconds.
I said I would chip a baby if it's about one. Just give it a
Yeah.
little.
I said I couldn't do that, and I said I'd kiss my brother.
I'd right hook the baby.
Yep. And Glenn never got back to me on licking Marmino's toes for $875. So I don't know,
Stay
Glenn.
tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, Loshy. Do you remember?
See, this isn't really more of a thing specifically. It's just like the period. But do you remember?
Like your period.
Oh, speaking of periods. I have never hated my dog more.
Oh. I thought you were about to walk down a path there and there was no coming back, but
Oh, no. Come on, mate.
not that shit.
Come on, buddy.
Anyway, so your dog's got a period.
But it's just flipping her out like at random hours in the morning now.
Do they
Or
have,
the night.
so the dogs, obviously, do they have like aggressive mood swings?
Oh, mate. And she's humping. You can't show her any affection at the moment because she just straight away gets the humping. Like, I'll go to pat her
Really?
and then she just gets her, like, hooks over, puts my arm in like a lock, gets the other arm on top and, like, locks it in and just starts, like, humping at it.
She's a girl.
Right? But then you take your arm away and then, like, she sort of drops onto the bed and she'll just stand there in the middle of the bed still humping, like, the air. Just like mid-air, and it's like you feel awkward for her, like I'm embarrassed for her, and I was like, "Stop doing that, it's gross." But like the middle of the night, now, like 2:00 in the morning, I'll be sleeping, and then right in my face, and then And I'm like,
Really?
oh. And then it's licking me, and then I
Why don't you
wake
get
up.
it desexed?
Next Wednesday.
Oh, you done
Why?
it?
Booked.
Because
Booked. This is the
Fucking
last
booked.
period ever.
So it even got to the point where Hannah was like, "Nah, we have to do it."
Oh, mate, I had to go in the other room the other night.
Oh,
fucking hell.
I, like,
kicked out of the bed by.
She
by
was laying
your-
on the
by
floor
your
and
dog.
just sitting at me. Just,
No way.
I was like, what do you want? 2 o'clock in the morning, I get up. I go outside with her, put the light on, standing outside like on the lawn, like half asleep. Like
Fucking
like a
hell.
drongo. And I'm like, come on, make a wee, make a wee. And I'm like, half asleep.
Do you have to take
She
a
does
nappy
nothing.
off for
She
her?
does nothing. No, I just fucking let it. She doesn't bleed that much. And then we just put a like, blanket over it, and then next day that's gone. Change it up. It's a lot of washing. And then I just like, fuck it. I just left outside, left the door open. I thought, fuck it. I'm going back to bed. Comes back to bed, jumps on my face, starts licking my face, then starts humping me, and then starts rolling around and moving. And I was like, fuck this. Went in the other room. I was like, I'm done. And then Hannah at like 4:30, I hear this, Dee, where are you? I'm like, it's a pretty small house, baby. If I'm not in that room,
Somewhere else.
I'm in the other room. Man. The other one.
Oh, bless Hannah's cotton socks.
Yeah, so she's getting desexed next week. So
That could definitely
I thought
relieve a
just
lot of her
before-
anxiety.
Just before the Easter, so we've got a few days off, so she can. chill
Easter
out.
next weekend. Fuck me. How quick is this year already gone?
Shit.
It's fucking April.
Yeah, I feel like February went for like a week and a half. March was 2 weeks, and now we're April.
Nuts. It's fucking nuts.
Uh,
So do you remember, Losh?
Do you remember back when, like before mobiles and stuff, where you just had to meet people there,
Yes.
and you call, and you just had to
call
like,
the home phone.
You
Isn't it?
call it, but then it was like, all right, I'll meet you at the gallery at 12 o'clock.
And it had
You're
to be there that time.
You had to be there that time. Did it ever happen to you when someone wasn't there? Or do you have any stories like stood up or anything like that?
Yeah, I missed the bus one time with everybody, and then I had to go down to Cottesloe and try to find them. And I ended up just rocking up at Cottesloe Beach,
Yes,
and just
like
had
that.
to walk
That's
on
what I-
walk on the grass area until I found him. And I ended up finding him, but
Yeah.
I missed that train. Literally running to the train, they're all on it, and I fucking missed it.
That's it, and you just had to
That's
exactly.
it. You
couldn't
just had
call.
to keep going.
I remember in year 7, I had to meet. I was supposed to go to the movies with a girl, and I was all excited. Put my best shirt on, parted my hair, did all that, and then just went to the
You parted your hair.
back then. It was
How?
terrible. Yeah, exactly. It didn't really like a lot of gel and shit, and then just sat there for like an hour and a half, and then she just never showed up.
Oh,
Yeah,
you got stood up.
big time. And then like
Oh.
Did you ever see the girl again?
I went to school with her, and then she was like, "Oh, sorry, like I forgot to call you," like it was nothing. And I remember just being heartbroken, but just sitting there like you can't call anyone, you can't. And then after like,
So did your mum come pick you up?
yeah, I gave her like an hour and a half, and then I called my mum. I was like, "Yeah, come get me."
Did you tell her why?
Yeah,
And what did your mum would have been heartbroken.
yeah, probably had a little cry. Fuck, got me a little bit of Macca's to cheer me up, probably.
got me a little bit of
Yeah,
got a little quarter
fat boy. Eat
Oh,
up,
really?
eat away your
Eat-
feelings. Let it numb it.
Eat your feelings away.
and the bitch at school just said felt nothing.
Just
for
yeah, I
it.
remember like she brushed it off. I don't want to call her out, but it's Vanessa Versace. This was 25 years
Anyone
ago.
knows Vanessa Versace?
What an
please-
arsehole.
please let us
25
know.
years ago.
What an asshole.
Oh well.
Yeah, I know I hate that.
Yeah. So, but like, and then I've seen the meme as well where like you just knew where everyone's bikes were at the front, and that's when you just knew where everyone's house was.
Yeah, yep.
You just rock up.
I'm trying to remember what else. Fuck.
Just remember having like.
I never got stood up like that.
Chop dropped his guts or something.
What?
Someone farted.
Did you?
No, I haven't farted.
Oh yeah, come on, mate.
Did you?
No.
He's going. He's such a bad liar. He's such a bad liar.
Jesus Christ, I can smell it here. And
What?
Anyway, so
Just derailed the whole show. That's it. Start again.
it's a small fucking room with no air.
Unbelievable.
Anyway,
Unbelievable.
no, I never got stood up, and I can't remember actually. Because I did go out on dates like you in year 7.
Sharp, mate. I remember I used my dad's shirt, short sleeve, like olive green shirt. Schmick, mate. Put on my
Olive.
Airwalks. My rusty jeans,
Yeah, I used,
probably.
I used to wear my
Everyone
older
had
brother's clothes.
everyone had rusty jeans.
With a coloured stripe down
Yeah.
the side.
Everybody had those jeans, man. In high school, they were the shit. You could get lime green, orange.
And if
I had
you
the
were
white
poor-
and orange.
If you were poor, you got the JJ's version.
Yes.
They had the thinner one. I had a pair of
Fuck, that is
Rusty-
unreal. They must have made so much money from those
I used to
jeans
work
because
at Rusty.
everybody fucking had those jeans.
What, the rusty jeans?
The rusty jeans with the silver, like the stripe
Yeah,
they had
or
down the
orange
side.
or green
It was only
or
little. It was
yellow.
only like not even a centimeter.
I
but
didn't have the jeans. I had the shorts.
Yeah, the shorts
you
version.
could get shorts
Yeah.
or jeans.
And they
But-
had the big rusty at the back.
yeah,
Written on the pocket.
every fucking
Horrible.
person had those jeans in like year 8 or 9.
I used to work at Rusty in like year 10. I used to go and clean the surfboard shaping room in Osborne Park. And instead of paying me, they used to just pay me in credit towards clothes. And I didn't use it for like a
I don't
year.
think that's legal.
I don't think that's very legal.
Oh, no, it was a couple hours, but like it was my dad's, my uncle's mate. So I just went there, and then after a year, I just stocked up on Rusty clothes. And that's all I wore for like years. I had so many pairs of those things. With the skate belt that used to hang down.
Yeah.
Colourful skate belt.
That's a horrible look.
And remember the wallet on the jeans?
Oh, the chain.
The chain, so
Ah.
yeah, the chain on the jeans. You had
I
the-
remember that.
The skate belt on one side, and then the chain with the wallet on the other
We
side.
used to be at school, and everyone in their school uniform would have the chain coming
Yeah.
out.
Fucking
I definitely had one. I remember
Yeah,
that.
chop you
I remember
would
we
have-
used to take off the red straps off trolleys. You know, those like red, like they clip in the baby, and you'd use that as your wallet strap instead.
I never did
What?
Oh, yeah,
I never did that.
I was cool. It was
Okay.
super cool. Fubu jacket.
That's a good
Fubu
one.
hat.
Because, like, we were, like, the first real generation. Even though, remember, mobile started becoming big when I was, like, year 8, 9,
We were the
10.
last generation
We were literally
to be kids without it.
without mobiles,
Yeah,
definitely. I didn't have a mobile until I was in year 9, I think.
I got my first mobile in year 9, I think.
I remember year 12, I didn't have one. I don't know if I ever had one before, but I didn't have one at that time because when we were in Melbourne for a footy tour for school, I got lost leaving Etihad Stadium. And I remember it was
Of course you did.
You, the only one of the whole group.
the
got
only one. Do you know why? It was like Home Alone where he thinks he's following his dad. I thought I was following Mardo and Vincent Monterosso. I don't know. I looked at something, whatever, and I looked up and I went out the complete wrong side of Etihad Stadium. Never been to Melbourne before in my life. And just no bearings whatsoever. And just was
So would you have had any money to get?
nah. Yeah, because I was working. I remember saving up for it.
So how'd you get?
I
Back?
remember just thinking I'll just find my way and then just asking, which way is Richmond? And just start walking that way. And I remember walking into Richmond Hill Hotel 2.5 hours later, maybe, and Mr. Quartermain just gave me this death stare. So I just get you a room. I was like, we'll deal with this in the morning. I remember they didn't have a mobile. I remember them not having one.
Fuck, they would have been panicking, because they couldn't
Yeah.
contact you, find you.
I tried getting into a strip club because they handed out a flyer. So I thought that was like an entry thing or whatever. So I was like, beautiful. So then I walked past it and I remember like,
in your school uniform.
after hours. I remember just like seeing the brochure and seeing the sign, be like, hang on a sec, that's the same place. Your ID, mate? I'm like, it's in my car. Bye. And just like, ran off.
See ya. Ciao.
Oh.
That's a good do you remember because I think a lot of people would have been in the same boat.
Yep.
Listen to this. All right. Interesting current event which takes us into sort of sport and life. Deshaun Watson, over 22 females
Is
have
it
come
22
forward.
now?
It's over 22 now. And filed civil suits, not actual criminal charges, but civil lawsuits against him.
Yeah.
This is just absolutely derailed his chances of even playing, let alone getting traded this year to another team. Are Houston happy about this?
They're not happy now because they didn't trade him.
Well, Houston, they have a problem, I'll say that.
Look, obviously it's a civil lawsuit, so there's no criminal charges against
So what?
Deshaun.
So the background was, most of them were along the lines of when he had masseuses, come to his house.
What?
And he'd walk out naked. And they'd be like, they'd say something. He's like, oh, sorry, that's just how I am or whatever.
Yeah.
And then during it, like, he turned around with the boner and, like, tried getting his bell end out and stuff like that. So it's just creepy shit.
So, like,
You're the quarterback.
you're earning millions of dollars a year.
Hundreds.
Why not just hire someone that's a prostitute, a high-end prostitute, that can come give you a massage
Even a low-end
and
one.
then jelk you off?
I don't get why.
When you have that much money and that's who
think
you
it-
are.
I think it because you can, if you wanted to get whoever you want, it becomes a thing.
Do you think
of,
it's an ego thing?
Yeah, of trying to get what you can't have. So getting these ones who are strictly non-sexual or whatever, and then almost trying to conquer it, if you will. You know what I mean? Like,
So he answers.
Yeah, but how fucking
he answers the door naked.
like-
well, yeah, he comes in. Yeah, so answers the door, then comes into the room naked, or he's waiting naked, or whatever.
How egotistical do you got to be if that's what you think's
But
a
when
challenge
but
for you in the day?
You got to think, man. Like,
That's
they can
fucking
have, they can have
crazy.
anything he can afford anything he wants. He can have any girl he wants in a city like Houston, which is a massive city.
Yeah, but like-
he's the king.
So we're listening to this on the Fighter and Kid today, and like Brendan Shaw said, why not just put it on Twitter? Hey, lonely, anyone want to come next to Jill?
He's got a missus.
And he's got a misso too. How the fuck could you think you're going to get away with that?
That's
being
why I
who
think-
you are.
That's why I think it becomes more of that rush, that trying to like.
Yeah, but like, how
A
old
challenge.
are you?
Mate, he's. You gotta think he was
He's
the star at
mid-twenties.
Clemson. Absolutely. So,
you know what I say?
In high school, you're the superstar. You go to college, one of the biggest colleges. You win a natty,
Superstar.
wins a national championship. So you're the absolute king there. Then you go to Texans.
So what you're
go to the
saying is-
playoffs with them.
No, but like
What
he
you're
he's a
saying is he's
quarterback.
probably not
He's
used to
the
getting
most-
told no.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
And he just
He's
thought,
always been able to have whatever
I
he
want a
wanted.
massage.
look,
While I'm
I-
getting this massage, I want to get tugged off
Well,
as
he's just
well.
thinking, I wonder if I can swing her. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
I think it becomes that
I
sort of
read
challenge.
an article
An
and
absolute dickhead.
and they interviewed the person,
That's my opinion anyway.
and she didn't say in the article say that she said no, but she felt uncomfortable and all that, and that does classify as a sexual assault kind of thing. But since then, have like these 22 women, have they all come out and said
all
the
different
same
stuff.
thing?
Nah, very similar. Some are pretty like
But there's
identical.
text messages from him saying, like,
Sorry if I made you
sorry
awkward.
if I was a bit
So
aggressive.
he knows
or-
he's gonna like. As soon as you do
so
that,
he
you're
knows
fucked.
that he's made him
I
uncomfortable.
think it's what he gets off on. Is like I said, just
Yeah, but how did he think that they weren't going to eventually come out with this,
Well,
especially
I-
with everything that's going on in today's world?
I think when they leave, you say, "Hey, sorry about that. I read the situation wrong." You chuck him another $300. They go, "Oh, fuck it, whatever." I'm sure they, as a masseuse, I'm sure you deal with that often.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that
no.
doesn't happen like weekly. Not every, but like, a lot of guys are fucking creeps. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to get a massage, you're going to encounter that. So he probably goes, "Oh, here's a grand, shut up," sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then one comes out, and they all go, "You know what? Fuck this guy." Yeah.
22, but
He's got lots
so
of money.
not only does this idiot, let's put it pure and simply, you're at the pinnacle of your career. He's got like $140 million contract.
He's trying to
just
get
signed,
He's trying to get traded.
trying to get traded and get a new deal because of the television rights. You're now not even playing in 2021. There's no way he's playing this year.
No.
He can't. Houston won't want to bar him anymore. They'll try to get rid of him, but they're obviously now going to take a hit. So are they regretting not trading him? Probably.
Well, yeah, definitely now.
Definitely now.
Definitely.
How the
Imagine
fuck
if
could
they
they
did
not
trade
have...
him.
What,
If you're
are
the
you telling
team.
me that they didn't have any inkling of
No,
this?
of course they did. They probably would have got those girls would have found out where he played. They would have gone to the team. Like would have been swept under the carpet. But it just like they probably didn't know there was that many. Maybe it was
I
one.
would have just, as soon as I heard
And,
one or two, got him
you know,
out of there.
He did settle with a couple of others before, so they definitely knew.
Oh, so he's settled. I hadn't heard that.
Not of these 22. There was like others.
I just don't get when you've got a missus as well. Like you're that famous, you've got a like.
Exactly.
I just don't get when you are that famous, missus or not. Like you're doing the wrong thing. What are you doing? Even if you're not famous,
Like you said,
how
Damon,
could you ever
some
think-
men are just creeps.
But yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
I
how
think
could
it's
you
just
ever
a
think you're going to
challenge.
get away with that? Ever.
Because
Ever.
you know why? Because he's always gotten away with whatever he wanted to. He would have never gone to class. He would have graduated high school,
True.
no worries. He would have been the king dick. He's just never, like you said, he's never been
Surely
told
you're
no.
going to be smarter. Surely you're
But
going to go...
That's, man, you think
wise
since
it up.
15 years old, 14, 15 years old, you've been the king.
Mate,
Yeah, but you're
probably
talking about
younger.
today's
Yeah,
society
that's
as
how you
well.
grow.
He's probably the quarterback in Pee Wee
That's what
football.
I'm
He's probably
saying.
the quarterback in junior junior
so you
high.
grow up
Okay,
like that.
but you're talking about they would get training on all this shit as well at the clubs,
Yeah,
at the
training,
teams,
fair enough. But
and then
he's
get
still-
told, "Don't do this." People are gonna,
Look, some
gonna
people
try
chop,
get you in the
some
shit.
people don't know they're doing something wrong
Yeah, that's true.
until it hits them in the face.
Has he said anything? Has he made a statement or
Nothing
anything?
yet.
I think he said he wants to come out and say something, but then more women kept coming out. So it's like,
Yeah.
what's he going to say? Because in the
22.
day,
Do you reckon he
in
gets
the day,
time?
whatever he's going to do, he's going to settle with all of them, right? And it won't.
Fuck, there
it
could be
won't.
some
It
mega-
won't cost him. Like it will cost him some money, but it's not. You can't make reparations for millions each person
No.
because they won't get that. It's not what they deserve. I'm not saying
Because he hasn't
It's not what-
physically
it's not-
assaulted
it's not-
anybody. Else it'd be criminal charges,
Yeah.
correct?
How many times do you reckon the girl's obliged? How many? Like, all right, so 22, but how many do you reckon he's 22 out of how many?
At least half.
Yeah.
No. 22 actually come forward saying they didn't, but how many more actually did something with him, and now they're just like, I can't
Yeah,
come out and
but
say anything.
okay.
Probably 100.
Again,
By the sound of it, this guy
it's
just
one.
did
It's
this
one
on
side of the
regular.
story. So we'll have to wait till he says something.
Always two
Because-
sides. Always two
Always
sides.
two sides. Like they're obviously going to say they didn't do anything. But he's going to
I
offer
think
him
it
a
just
lot of money.
becomes that thing where once you've got everything and you can have everything, you get bored.
Yeah.
So you need to have something that you can't have. You know what I mean? You want what
That's
you're
why.
allowed to
That's
have.
why you need a
I'm
vice.
just thinking. Maybe
You
I'm
need to
too.
find
Yeah,
vice.
smoke some weed or something.
Maybe
mate.
I'm
Don't
too
get
logical
fucking-
thinking here. Going, this is one of the rare things that could just destroy my entire life. Because if this comes out worse, and he actually gets criminal charges, he won't play again.
Yeah. Well,
Goodbye.
I mean, actually, to be honest, NFL has a history of forgiving quite quickly.
Michael Vick.
Yeah, well, just with anyone.
No, but
If
that- okay,
they
he
feel
went to
like
jail,
that
did
player.
his time for
I
all
guarantee
that.
you, Chop. I agree with you. He might not play this season. If there's criminal charges, yeah, he'll sit out the season for sure.
No one wants to take that on
Right?
now.
But there will be teams who will go.
He's too good of a quarterback.
He's too good of a
to
quarterback.
forget about.
We can
Most
get
yards
him.
and
We can
shit
get him
last
for
year.
fuck all.
Exactly. So now at Houston this year, they essentially tank. They got Tyrod Taylor.
So Houston has
Yeah.
So Houston has the worst thing because obviously they have to pay him his guaranteed money unless there's a void in the contract.
I'd
Whatever.
definitely be a void
But
for that
if
shit.
they void the contract,
Definitely.
then he's a free
I
agent.
think if he gets charged,
Definitely.
then it's voided.
Yeah.
But then he's
No
a free
way.
agent, right?
They're not that
Yeah.
stupid NFL teams.
So then he's a free agent, and so some team will just go, "Oh, look, we'll give you this," and all of a sudden
We'll give you $2 million.
he's a starting quarterback again. And look, when someone is ultra talented, there's always people who will be willing to forgive. Teams that will win.
Yes, I just think with what's going on in the world today, it is the worst thing you could go ahead and do, and then expect people to just give you.
So I agree with you. This is scumbag behavior, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
We don't think like them.
But
you can't think the way they think.
like I said, but when you're running a sporting team, sometimes winning can cure that because their fan bases are as fickle as some of the people that are doing the actions.
Mate,
like
think about
Deshaun.
how many players have forgotten like their stuff brushed aside. Do you know what I mean?
Like
Yeah.
think like
Ray
Michael
Lewis
Vick,
killed someone.
Michael
Michael
Vick,
Vick.
right, actually had a dog fighting ring on his property. He was murdering dogs on a weekly basis.
I don't think he
Right.
was. He was.
He went to
actually-
jail.
Yeah.
Yet as soon as he got out of jail, some team was there willing to give him
Where
a
did he go
chance.
first? Philly.
Eagles straight out of jail.
Yeah,
wasn't
Philly, and then he went to.
he? Started in Atlanta.
Jets,
Then
went to New York Jets after Philly.
He
Atlanta,
played well in Philly.
Yeah, he was part of the team. He went he was there for a couple of years. He was their good starting
did
quarterback.
he play them when they played the Super Bowl first time?
No, that was
No.
Oh, one. No.
McNabb. But anyway, enough bag. We will be following this closely to see where it ends up. Okay. Next topic of conversation. Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
What about him?
Visiting the Eagles.
Oh yes.
Visited the 49ers last
I thought
week.
you
Who the fuck cares about Joe
I thought-
Flacco?
Well, I just...
Stop, seriously.
I thought like
Spanner
he
in the
died
works.
or something.
I was waiting for the punchline here. Visited. He's a fucking third string quarterback, Chop.
Joe, I just thought I'd throw it in there.
Throws a sweet spiral.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just Flacco sucks. If that's news, then it's like that's.
If that's news, we're in a give and take. Have a good week. See ya.
Let's jump into AFL then.
What a weekend of footy.
What a week.
What did you think, despite your team losing, and Chop, your team won by a couple of goals, my team won by a point. Great win.
I didn't
Fuck,
watch any
very
footy
good
on
win.
Sunday.
What did you think of the overall round of footy? Because I loved it.
Yeah, so
It was
did I.
end to end.
I love the fact the games are longer again because fuck, you missed. That's a whole extra quarter we get, and
That is
the
true.
games are able to, I guess, go back and forth a little bit more. There's more of a tussle. Like the Gold Coast Eagles game was a great game of footy. I think Gold Coast are going to cause a lot of teams a lot of issues this year. They're young. They got a lot of heart. They just run for days. I think the ball movement's getting a lot better as well from what I saw on the weekend. They were going end to end sometimes.
Would have loved to have seen
Possession as well.
what that game looked like if Matty Rowell stayed on. Because like,
I don't think much difference.
Oh, okay. Fucking.
They reckon not
He's their
ACL,
best
hey?
midfielder.
They reckon they're not.
He's their best midfielder.
Not
Would
an
have made a
ACL.
difference. I don't-
PCO is still
not
missing
saying-
half
I'm not
season.
saying he's gonna. You guys would have lost, but he would have made a difference.
Look, he would have added more run to them, but with the new sub rule now, a guy came straight on, so it wasn't like they were down a man or anything like that.
But it's more about, from my perspective, the game flowed better. It was end to end, so it went from. There was a probably. I would love to see the stats, but it felt like if you got a point kick in, it went from there to your end quite quickly. Because obviously the new rule, not just the man on the mark rule, but when you're kicking in, it's even further back. You can come up to the 50-metre
I saw
mark.
someone run to the 50 and kick it to this last
So you're
weekend.
almost at your
I was
end.
like, is this happening? This guy, it was in the Port Adelaide game. I think it was Houston was taking a kick out, and he ran to the 50 before he kicked the ball. I was like, what the fuck?
And there's a few times that players were taking a few extra steps, I thought.
Well, you know what it is now. Teams are wising up. Instead of putting pressure in, they're letting it come up and they're setting up their Ds
that's what
further
I'm-
back.
Because you can't put forward pressure if that player.
If they can run out to the 30, you can't put. It's impossible.
I think cap subs now as well. They're trying to like.
Well, I don't
increase the.
I
fatigue in the
don't
game.
necessarily mind that because what's happening in the second half is the games are opening up. You definitely saw more
100%.
scoring in the second half.
What do you think about the new sub?
I think they fucked up by not allowing the person that comes off they have to miss 12 days. That's what the AFL wanted to do, but then the Players Association, I was listening to 6PR tonight, the Players Association got involved and said, no, they can't stop a player if he's good to go next week and playing and earning a living. They can't do it, yada, yada, yada. But to me, that's how you stop teams taking advantage of that
Generally
rule.
I think
rewarding it.
at least
Yeah.
a week, even if not 12 days, at least you miss the next round.
Because
I agree with that.
Vlosten went off in that game with a bung knee, and I think he's playing. It looks like he's going to get up this
I
week.
don't think Silvani's playing.
So he dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah, so there's obvious injuries and you're
Yeah,
definitely out. But then there's what if someone gets a cork, can't run?
And then it just becomes like a game
'Cause that-
strategy where you go, fuck it, fake this injury, get
but
some
that's
fresh
why I
legs.
reckon instead of just having it as a medical sub, fuck it, just let them have a sub, a 23rd guy that they can bring on whenever.
Yeah, I agree.
Or
that's-
alternatively, if say it's a big advantage if you have a player like halfway through the third quarter gets injured, legitimate injury, then you have a fresh guy come on the field. The other team doesn't have any injuries, so they got no fresh guy coming on because their sub's still sitting there. As soon as that injured player comes off and that sub, you can then on the other team use your sub.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this is the
So
issue with
then
that.
it's like, okay, well then there's not one team getting that fresh player for a quarter and a half.
Yeah. Once
then-
someone's
But
activated it, the other one
you're
can
giving the
activate it.
person, if they start doing that, what happens if they activate their sub and then someone gets concussed after they've already used the sub?
Yeah, well then that's their fault.
That
player's still concussed.
I know, but
and is
that's
still
to
out
me
12 days.
stupid. They brought the whole rule
Yeah,
in.
but then you can't be
to
hanging
prevent
around
concussion.
hoping that a player gets a concussion so
but
you can get your fresh
you're
legs
asking
on.
Nah,
for a solution to potential rot. You if you want the ultimate solution is that 12-day rule, whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Whether it's the
But
game, 12 days.
Can't do it. I guess the Players Association.
Well,
is
they've fucked it, the Players Association there, because there's definitely, I reckon in round one already, teams taking advantage of it.
yeah, but the Players Association doesn't. care.
Because I think I saw it today, there's three players which they were saying are all going to get up and play
Yeah,
this
but
week, and they were all
what's
sub.
the AFLPA care about that? They
No,
don't
but I'm
sub that.
saying, no,
more
but
that
to
they're saying
me,
I understand.
Loss of
they
I think
tried
you
to
mean the
bring in a
AFL.
rule
Yeah.
that's actually going to benefit and look after the players, and the AFL Players Association is now
Worry about the money side of it.
worrying about the money. Now
Yeah.
they're able to reward it. And you wait, there'll be a team where this guy comes on as a sub, the guy's barely injured, will get up and play the following week, and this guy comes on, kicks 5 goals, or just completely changes the
Well,
game.
I mean, it wasn't like that, but Oscar McDonald came
Yeah,
on
he
for
kicked 2
Carlton
goals in 5 minutes.
and like laid 3 good tackles. Like he was
got a hold in the ball.
Yeah, like
Took a mark, kicked
The
a goal.
argument
was
to
good.
that is like if you're that good, you're not probably going to be 23rd player.
Yeah.
So there's no one that's really the 23rd player that you're sitting and going, he's awesome.
And
Because
if
if he
you're-
was awesome, he'd be playing.
And if you're
But-
running a game plan, you're not thinking about using the 23rd player. It's the
Yeah.
22 you start with.
no, it's
I like the idea of having it.
with any rule.
There's
there
So
will
do
be-
I,
there will be-
because
with any rule, any team coach will try to exploit it. Doesn't matter.
Well, like, even like Adelaide on the weekend, they held on, but I think at one point they were down to 1 on the bench or something.
Yeah, they were. They
You know
lost
what I mean?
4
Like, so-
players.
that shit happens. You've got that one extra, you know. So two on the bench is a lot better than one on the bench. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's double.
What do we think?
No, but they were down to 4. They'd already used this up.
Yeah, well.
So they were down to 1 on the bench by the end
How
of the
the
game.
fuck did they win that game?
How was the upsets? Brisbane got tanned at home. Not just beaten, they got tanned.
Don't let Geelong off
That
the
was
hook
No,
here.
that was
no,
the biggest
no.
upset
Because
for sure.
obviously
You reckon?
There's no way anyone in the country got 9 in their tipping.
100% that
No,
was
no.
the biggest upset.
You reckon that was
Adelaide
big?
over Geelong.
Sydney beating Brisbane
Okay,
in
we're
Brisbane.
talking about the bottom team in the ladder last year playing a
Against
grand finalist. No one tipped yet. Like,
Still at home.
to be honest, like,
Didn't you tip them to win the flag, Geelong?
I think quite a few people tipped him.
we
Yeah.
all tipped them to be in the grand final.
Yeah.
I think they got blown out in that first half because in the second half they were a lot better.
They came out under. I'm not going to say underprepared, but they came out thinking it was just going to happen. It was that classic of we're playing Adelaide, we'll come here,
Yeah,
we don't have to
warm-up
give
game.
100%, 98, just that little mindset, little
You
flick.
watch, they'll win 11 in a row now.
Yeah, fuck them.
Probably what they needed to get.
But out of
no
that-
danger.
Out of that game,
3 weeks.
exactly.
3 weeks.
What do we think of the suspension?
1,000%. You cannot even if he didn't knock him out, the way his heads collided, it's the whole thing they're trying to
Yeah, but
avoid.
that's... Yeah,
It's the whole thing they're trying to avoid.
okay,
What,
so-
what do you want him to do?
No,
Tackle.
exactly, Damon.
Tackle.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and then like Chris
And
Scott.
if-
Chris Scott even said, he goes, we'd probably give away a free kick there if he tackles maybe even 50 because he stopped the guy from running on.
No, it would have just been a free kick. So this is the mindset people need to get out of, right? Because they'll say Dangerfield laid a strong bump, an accidental head clash. No. Jake Kelly's knocked out, right? We know the impact of these collisions on the brain. We should be trying to limit them as many as possible. Shane Tuck killed himself in the off-season,
Yep.
right? He's 38 years old. Danny Frawley killed himself. The number of players in the NFL that are doing this, you should be trying to limit the head knocks that can be avoided. So that bump, if you watch it, Dangerfield takes 3 steps to line him up.
And went off the ground.
Yeah.
He got off the ground.
Once
as
you leave the
well.
ground,
Line him up. He could have tackled. The worst thing that could happen is you give away a free kick, but you both get up.
Obviously, he tried bumming him because his shoulder hit him in the chest. But the issue is, he still smacked him, like broke his nose as well.
We can't legislate against accidents. I get that, right? But we can legislate against the action that causes that, right? So someone said in one of the radio shows I was listening to that, well, why don't you suspend someone for putting a knee into someone's head when they're trying to take a mark? They're making a play on the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, that is an accident. You're making a play on the ball. Dangerfield was not making a play on the ball at all. He was making a play on the man.
Yep.
Yeah, go for the tackle.
And I
Right.
know he said he was trying to protect himself, but
And you'll hear the same old, like,
can still-
we want to go back to the 80s. I don't want to... 80s was awesome to watch on highlights, but I don't want to fucking watch a game where someone's getting
Yeah, knowing what we know
blindsided
now.
every fucking 3 minutes in the back of the head in the
Mark
roundhouse.
Rashudo on Dean Camp, that came up. That was a fucking sick bump.
Mate, that's a great shirt front. It's good to watch.
Best, worst
But
hit.
Dean Camp probably didn't play for 4 weeks after.
What's the best/worst hit you've ever seen? Like biggest hit?
Woosha
That was
on
one.
Dermot Brereton at
Oh, that
Subiac
was-
Oval on the boundary line. I think Dermot was already out of play and he got shit mixed. That was one of the biggest hits I've ever seen.
One of the best ones I've seen was Ablett on... It was an eagle, I can't remember. But he bumps this guy and in the same motion gets the handball back from Billy Brownless and snaps a goal from the boundary.
Beautiful.
The other sickening one that really stands out in my mind,
Milburn.
no, hard brow on Jordan Lewis, Etihad
Oh, yeah.
Stadium. Lewis is going full power, eyes on the ball, running back with flight. Hard brow going full power the other way.
So that was a genuine
one of
accident.
the,
Like
that
Harbour
was
was going for a mark.
That was one of
Lewis
the
was
biggest
just stupid.
collisions I've seen. Just puts. One went that way, the other person went under.
Yeah.
That was
I was at the
sickening.
ground. That was fucked.
Yeah,
Darren Milburn on Silvani.
Yeah.
Oh, and then that fan on the
Wanted to
bench.
kill him.
He's just smashed on the window. You fucking cunt.
So,
Byron
I
Pickett.
mean, that
Oh yeah, he had a
those
few
bumps,
big
Brian
ones.
Pickett
though.
used to lay out a few.
Remember Nick Maxwell when he got
Oh,
Pat
David
McGinnity?
Neitz on used to lay out a couple as well.
Do you remember Nick Maxwell when he broke Pat McGinnity's face?
Yeah, it was in a scratch match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the boundary
No,
line?
I don't.
Yeah.
Nick Maxwell.
The
Oh,
old Collingwood captain.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
I don't
Pat.
remember that.
Anyway, but like the Hawks had a fucking massive win
That was unreal.
against the
Huge.
pricks from
I
fucking
hate
Windy Hill.
Essendon.
Right? And the fact that we
That
came
club
from
is a
40,
shit show.
40 points down. 40 points down. We're a shit team. Like, I'm not.
That's the other thing.
I'm not
they
tip-
are a shit team this year. You
Essendon
can't be
are worse.
40 points up against a shit team and have them overrun you.
I'm looking forward to this shit team winning 5 games. And if it's against all the teams that I don't like, I'll fucking take that right now.
Beautiful. Give me an Essendon, a Collingwood, an Eagles,
5 wins.
a Geelong.
5 wins, all those teams you name. Get a top fucking 3 pick. Bang. Beautiful.
That's it.
Now,
It's a great season.
I'll take that right now.
The dynasty.
I'll probably take that over 5. If you say give me 8th spot, say fuck that. We're going to lose first week anyway.
Third and those 5 wins.
Give me those wins.
For
no,
sure.
but that was a...
Have you spoken to Large Dog?
Well, no. I'm not in the business of making someone feel bad after the team loses.
What happens if the Eagles win?
I don't. Have I done that to you?
No, you don't do it to me because I'm not one of those
Yes, you are. You're
over
the
the
same.
top Eagles. No, fuck
You're
off.
the same.
I'm not. I'm
You're
pretty,
the same.
pretty open, I would say, in my views of the Eagles.
You're not going to like my bake then, but we'll save that for...
Oh, really? Okay.
Shake and bake.
Shake 'em back.
But what did you think of Carlton? Because they were very competitive. Chop and I thought you had to be competitive on Thursday, and you were.
That to
And-
me has got to be the last Richmond Carlton fucking
No, that was
opening
why.
season
Why?
game.
No, because now everyone just...
You've done it for 9 fucking years. You haven't won one.
Longer.
Is it
Been
longer?
like 07.
Oh, that will eventually turn. It'll eventually turn.
Yeah, but fuck, put another game on.
I don't mind it.
I like
Two-
the idea of the grand finalists playing.
Yeah, but then you've...
Kicking off the
that's
season.
fine. It's okay when it's Geelong, Richmond, but then when it's fucking Port and Sydney, I don't want to see that.
No one
Like,
wants to see that.
Carlton,
Everyone
Richmond,
wants first
2
game of the year.
power-
You
2
want
big Melbourne clubs.
the G packed out, unreal.
Wasn't the reason they did that was Judd v Cousins?
No, I think there was the exact reason, but that just
It was
happened
one
to
of
be-
them.
it
No,
happened to
they were looking for 2 Melbourne teams that didn't already have a scheduled blockbuster, and Carlton Richmond didn't have one. Like Essendon Collingwood have Anzac Day, Essendon Richmond.
Isn't Carlton Essendon huge though?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
but they did-
traditional rivalry.
but
no
they were just
specific
looking for
game.
something like for the
Like
round.
Melbourne, Collingwood got the Queen's birthday.
And then it just became a schedule and just became a lock. And now it's the opening class. I don't mind it. I don't want them to get belters, but this year they put on a good show.
The score didn't reflect the.
It was
game.
very close.
It started out as a nightmare for me, so I was still delivering fucking rims when the game started. It's always Bibra Lake. I always end up in Bibra Lake. So
Daylight savings. for
Fuck
it, yeah.
South.
4:30. So I had it on my phone. KO in the car. I'm driving, sort of doing it. Get back there. Sort of Casbolt score. As I'm driving, doing my thing. First quarter, whatever. Get back to the shop. Car's on your way home. Can you just take this rim for me? Oh, yeah, no worries.
Is this Luca telling you that?
Yeah.
Luca, his team's fucking playing round
It's
one.
Miranda, 4 minutes down the road, whatever.
Hell.
I get to this guy's house. The guy's at the front. He goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" He's like, "Oh, Lions, what are you doing here?" I say, "I'm just dropping off your rim." He's like, "What?" And I open the boot. It's like, "Your rim." And he's like, "That's not my rim."
Oh,
I was like, "What do you mean?" I thought he was joking. I was like, "No, that's not my rim." He's like, "I dropped off 4 rims yesterday, and that's not my rim." So I was like, "Wrong look." I was like, "Bro, what the fuck?" And he goes, "Hang on a second." He goes, "Oh no, it was the wrong card." I walked in there. There was one card on the desk, and it had a Miranda address. Surely there can't be another card for Miranda anywhere. It was the wrong card. So he sent me to the other guy's house. The other guy's talking about the rim, asked me where it got fixed. I'm like, mate,
Nah, mate, we don't have
wherever
time
it was
for this.
broken, that's where it got fixed. Do you know what I mean? There used to be a hole. There's no more hole.
Is it fixed?
It's fixed.
Yes,
It's
then
round. Fuck off. The game started.
Who cares?
So it's like almost half time. So I was like, fuck it. Pull over in the park. Sit down on the swings. And I'm watching on my phone.
You went to
Fuck driving. You know what I mean? Doing that.
fuck you. Stop at some random Blazers car.
Well, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to do it while I was driving. I wanted to watch it.
Yeah,
that was the
but-
best thing I could do. And then I had to go home because I had to let Dumpling out. And then by the time I got to
okay, what are you
Mason-
going to do this Thursday? Carlton Collingwood. It's must-win game. The stats are if you go 0-2 in the last 58 teams that have gone 0-2, only 5 have made the 8.
Shit.
So you have to win this week. So surely you're not delivering a rim at fucking 4:30 on a Thursday. Give you an extra hour.
I'll check in at 4:30 on Thursday, and I'll guarantee I'll be in Kelmscott or Bibra Lake or Neerabup, Mundaring. Nowhere close.
Mundaring. Fuck yeah, now.
But yeah, so the game started as a nightmare anyway, logistically. But like I said before, I'm sick of the honourable losses.
Yeah.
I'm sick of, but they look good. All right. Close those games. Finish that off. You were 5 points down with 5 minutes to go, and you lose by 25. A couple of stupid, not blaming the umpires, but a couple of like momentum shifting sort of decisions or whatever that kind of fucked us up, and they capitalised on a couple of dumb mistakes on our end. Petrovsky-Seton giving away that 50-metre penalty for moving on the mark.
Oh, that
Liam
was
Jones
rough, though.
rushing that one over the line, then it got
Yeah.
ended up getting a goal out of it. Stuff like that, those little stupid mistakes and brain farts that just we can't close games out. We're not putting it over the edge.
Yeah,
you know?
it's when you need to beat a team that's
I think
had
we're
your measure,
soft. I reckon
you
we-
need to get all those things right.
We're pretty. I reckon we have a soft culture. Like they're just a bunch of wusses.
I wouldn't say it's soft. It's more accepting,
Yeah,
accepting of mediocrity.
Yeah, that's why now I'm not anymore.
So like you can't like that. You'll see the same thing with any successful team. Is like there's no wiggle room. You have to. If you don't get it right,
you win or you lose.
no, but it's not.
That's
It's
it.
not even just about that. It's like doing the little things. Like, oh, I'm going to have that hot chip because it's only one hot chip. Like, no, like you got to do everything right. And
that-
if you don't do it right, then that's why you lost, or that's why you failed, or whatever.
They're
it
just.
is.
I think they're accepting just Carlton things. You know?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
like-
just Carlton.
Yeah. Like I'd like to see if Teague during the week he looked at that Liam Jones thing. Did he just brush it off and go
Come on, mate,
move
you know?
on, or did he go, mate? We need to be fucking
Yeah.
better in this
And
situation.
Petrovsky-Seton giving away that 50. You got to tell him. Everyone knows the fucking rule now.
Yeah,
He actually backed up off the mark as well.
they
reckon
say
he didn't back
stand.
up.
They say stand.
No, but no. If you what they've been doing is the players aren't taking the mark; they're staying 3 or 4 meters off the mark, which means they can move around. What he did is he ran up to the mark, so that makes him automatically a person. Then he tried to quickly back off and then move laterally with him, and they said no because you took the mark. You're on the mark.
It's
That's
still
what happened
stupid.
then.
It
It's
was
still stupid. Adam, new segment.
Each week I'm going to bake someone or a team or a commentator in the AFL
Or a cake.
area.
I
Yes.
love a caker.
Damon, what was the weather like on Sunday in Perth? Was it hot, but it was dry. It was,
It was fucking
good
steaming
conditions
Willy
for footy,
beaming.
really. I mean, not perfect, but, it was conducive to taking a mark, don't you reckon?
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
I would have taken 12 on Sunday.
If you're 201 centimetres, should you take a mark in a game of footy?
At least 6.
At least 6. Chop, how much are they paying Nic Nat a year?
Mate, the guy's never
Million
taken
bucks?
marks at the
Million bucks?
his
How
type
much
of-
are they paying Nic Nat Nui?
I can't tell you.
Probably
that.
a mil. Damon, if I told you Nic Nat did not take a single fucking mark on Sunday, would you believe me?
I would be shocked.
He, 0. Did not take a mark. You're 201 centimetres. You're a beast. You're the Black Panther. And
Athletic.
you can't take a fucking mark?
I don't think he's.
I'm
even,
sorry.
I can't remember
I'm
him being in
sorry.
a marking
I'm sorry.
contest.
He should
Right.
be in a mark.
Yes, everyone will tell me he's the best position he is in the centre square. He's tapping. Guess what the stoppages were in clearances? 30 all. So he didn't even win that area. Nic Nat, if the Eagles want to do something this year, you're going to need to step up. 0 marks is not going to fucking cut it.
Should his game check bounce this week, Bruce?
He shouldn't collect a game check this week.
Wow.
He
Well, there
should
it
not
is.
collect a game check this
Brucey's
week.
bait.
That's the gauge.
Look, and if you do have a problem with that, come talk to me.
Brucey's gauge. All right, Loshy. The Mike Mush bet of the week.
This is the first week of it changing. So I'm going to release it.
Oh, finally.
Yes. So the reason why I say this as well, because later in the week, the odds change as well. I said Carlton on the line last week. Which
What was
at,
the line?
At time of recording,
20.
At time of recording was 20. Just before bounce down, 25.5. Carlton lost by 25.
So you said Carlton on the line, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So
That's the
Did you
bet.
say you did mention 20 points?
at that time, that's what it was. That's why I don't like doing these bets on a Tuesday
No,
night.
but you don't say
Just
points. You
the
say
point-
Carlton
just
on the
Carlton
line.
Don't say the points, because then people are going to assume the points.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to give a lock, a love, and a like. And I will give them
Well, what are the difference?
lock. It's going to fucking happen.
Absolutely.
It's going to be
100%.
It can't be anything less than $1.50. But it's a lock.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like is in your $2.
Okay.
$2.50.
Yep.
Love? No, that was love. Like is anything. Is a little roughy or whatever. Can be anything.
Okay, so
My
your
lock is that's
like
bet.
is a roughie.
Yeah. My love is
So you're not expecting the roughie to come through.
no, but I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So what are your 3 this week?
I'll announce them later in the week. You have to tune into Instagram.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's
Fair
too
enough.
early in the week. It's too early in the week. It's too many factors. Too many injuries.
Well, you heard the man. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Stay tuned for Losh Mike Mush's
Do
bets.
better, Nic Nat. Do better.
You've been listening to Any Give and Take. Follow the boys on Instagram and Twitter at Any Give and Take.
You're giving the company to Eric?